Good evening, folks. It's been a while. Today is July 26th. It's a Wednesday. It's been a long time since I posted. I recorded a video several nights ago. Ended up not posting it because it's a little bit scattered and boring and not much to say. I have a whole lot more to say today. Lots happened since then. Well, to start with, I rolled over to 1,000 miles on this bike a couple weeks ago, which is pretty cool. I think I'm at, let's see what I'm at now, 1,061 miles now. So I was going to do a video of that, but I didn't. I was just riding. So I'll start with the big thing. So today's Wednesday. On Sunday, I was out riding my bike like I'm doing right down the middle of the road and minding my own business. And a wasp flew out of a bush. I was going about this fast, 20-something miles an hour. A wasp just kind of flew out of a tree. I saw him. I mean, he came straight towards me, beelined to my shin, and stung me. And I mean, hurt like the devil. So, you know, instantly, that was hold on a second. That's weird. There was a firearm cartridge in the middle of the road. Wow. It's got 380 bullets in it. And there's a sheriff's car. Well, you don't find these in the middle of the road every day. But anyway. Maybe I'll call the police and report that. I actually know this guy that's the sheriff deputy here. If I happen to see him, I'll mention it to him. But so a quick update on this cartridge with the bullets that I found. I did call the police when I got home, talked to an officer, and he said, well, it's just found property, just like if you found a hat or a shirt in the middle of the road, it's yours to keep, or if you want us to come pick it up, we'll take it and throw it in the box and destroy it at the end of the year. So I was going to hang on to it, but then he said, I think I'm going to call my supervisor just to double check that. So a couple minutes later, he called me back and said, yeah, I'm coming to get that. He told me I definitely need to come pick it up. So he did do that. He came, picked it up, and so it's in their hands now. So anyway, a wasp stung me in my shin, and I saw him. I looked down. I felt this horrible sting. I looked down and see him. He's still embedded in my shin. So my just gut reaction is I reached down like this to grab my shin, and I went down face first hard into the concrete, the asphalt. It was scary. So thank God I was wearing a helmet. I mean, my helmet bounced off the ground at 20-something miles an hour, jolted my neck. I got road burn on the back of my shoulder, so I skinned my shoulder off. Some of my elbow. I busted my lip. I later learned that I cracked a rib. My leg, my shin, and the back of my ankle were all bleeding profusely, and they had pretty deep cuts. And I'm gonna post a little video of that was about a minute after it happened, and I'm gonna post it right now. So if you don't like blood, skip forward a minute or two, or just look away. It's very short, but you'll get to see what I did to myself. So anyway, it could have been so much worse. So the bike went down, front handlebars spun around, a couple times, and the front fender that covers the tire down there got bent and was pressed against the tire. And I got back up. Everything else was fine. There was my brakes right here have been twisted all around. This part of my handlebars all skin up. But since then, I keep finding more and more spots that hurt. So I wake up every morning and there's something new that's like, ow, I didn't hurt yesterday. So I'm all beat up. Pretty sore all over. But like I said, it could have been so much worse. So I got back up. The bike wouldn't turn on. Couldn't figure out why. Texted my wife and my son, and fixed the bumper enough to where it wasn't pushing on that anymore. Hey! And got back on my bike and rode it without the motor all the way home, which isn't too far, maybe a mile, thankfully. But on some hills, and maybe it was all the adrenaline because my heart was pumping. I had an Apple Watch on, and my heart rate was the highest by far during the first couple, well, really the first 5 minutes after the wreck, while I wasn't exercising. Like, it was just pounding, just from it being so scary. Anyway, thank God I'm okay. But just, if I had not been wearing a helmet, it would not have been pretty. So I just want to tell y'all, I see people on pedal bikes wearing helmets constantly. But I'm guessing, I'm going to pay more attention now, but I'm guessing that more than half of the e-bikers that I see on big heavy e-bikes like this are not wearing a helmet. Why, I don't know, but I've noticed that since I got this one. But I wasn't really good about wearing a helmet on my pedal bike, but I don't ever ride this thing without one. And I'll tell you right now, I will never, ever, ever get on it again without it. Because this helmet bounced like a bowling ball on the asphalt going 20-something miles an hour. I went head first and shoulder first. Tore up my wrist, as you can see. This right here on my arm was really swollen, like a golf ball under it. Not quite that bad, but it was a lot until yesterday. Yeah, fun times. So that's that. So let's see. I kind of made a list of topics so I didn't ramble so much today. One of them was the 1,000 miles. That was cool. And and this bike, I mean, all right, so let me finish that statement. The motor wouldn't come on. Came home, posted about it on this group, for this particular bike, this Vitilan user group, which is a great community of people that own this brand. Very supportive. People answer a lot of questions, and the company itself, they're on there a lot, answering questions and responding to comments and this and that. So they're very active on there. So I posted on there, and they pretty much immediately posted, pretty good paragraph long comment. We're so sorry you got hurt. Hope you heal up quickly. I understand your bike's not working. Once you're healed up, contact us and we'll do everything we can to help you get it up and running again. And they've been very responsive ever since. But just now, like 30 minutes ago, I figured out what the problem was. When the bike handlebar spun around, right in here inside of this cable, which has this twist thing all around it, is a quick release for the main controller and the power. And that had come unplugged, but you couldn't see it because all this wrapping around this stuff. I'm just wandering around, guys. I'm on Schomburg Rd right now for a brief minute. which is a busy road. So I plugged that in, back in business. And it was a tough, hard crash, and nothing about this bike broke. I mean, it is strong as an ox. I'm all beat up, but the bike is not. So there's nothing cheap about this bike. If you're looking for a good, sturdy, solid, well-built e-bike, click that link below in my description and get you a Vitilan. I'm gonna just tell you, the people in the Facebook group that I'm in, pretty much everybody consistently loves these bikes. Like, they just love them. And a lot of the people there own other e-bikes and have owned electric brand before, which is the biggest folding e-bike brand, and everybody prefers these over those. I'm going fast because there's a couple of cars behind me wanting to get by, and I'm gonna turn right here back into my neighborhood. So some people don't like waiting. When I bought my pedal bike 10 years ago for my 40th birthday, they said, you need some bike shorts. They're like, yeah, I'm fine. I may come back and get some later. Well, so for 10 years later, I finally bought my first pair of bike shorts, which I'm wearing now. I wear them under some other shorts just because I don't want to, ain't nobody want to see a 50-year-old man wearing skin tight bike shorts, but they definitely help. They got padding underneath and they hold everything in place, which is more of an issue at 50 than it was at 40. And they're comfortable. So I should have bought them 10 years ago. Let's see. So the reason why I haven't posted much lately, I have been riding a lot, but it's been really hot. Super duper hot. Oppressively hot. And I just been using my bike time to pray and just have time alone with God. I'm a little ADD, so I'm not good about just setting aside time where I'm not multitasking. I typically pray throughout the day. But I pray a lot in the shower and I pray on my bike because I'm doing something. I'm accomplishing something. And I'm not distracted by other things, except when I'm recording these videos. So it's just been a good time for that. Oh yeah, we got some trips coming up. We're gonna go camping with some friends next month in August. I don't know that that's gonna work out, but we're gonna go camping anyway. We'd already set those dates aside. Probably gonna go somewhere kind of nearby because it's hot, and somewhere where you can swim, and somewhere to just go relax. Because our next two trips are bigger, longer trips, further away, more to do. So in September, we're going to St. Andrews State Park camping. And that's in Panama City Beach, Florida, which PCB is a tourist mecca. It's the redneck Riviera, the armpit of the South. A lot of names for it down here. People make fun of it for being just a redneck kind of tacky tourism kind of place. But St. Andrews State Park is a wildlife reservation. It is incredible. It's at the end of the beach, and from the minute you drive off of the main drag into the park, it's a whole different world. Last time we were there, it was an hour and a half period one afternoon where we were having lunch at our campsite, and there were deer coming up to our table, eating our scraps. And then we went to, a few minutes later, went to this little island called Alligator Island, which is in the park. Saw a bunch of alligators, saw a big flat sea turtle digging a nest to lay some eggs. Then we saw, so then we went swimming on the beach, swam with a bunch of stingrays that were being very playful and like playing with us, kind of playing chase with them. It was pretty cool. I think they were actually devil rays. They were black, a little bit bigger and very playful. And swam with dolphins, all in the same place. And found an octopus and swam with it. And I got a bunch of underwater footage of that, playing with my kids. And then, again, all within this short time frame, I'll go this way. We went to two e-bikers behind me. Went to the beach right next to where we were swimming, and there's a bunch of raccoons there. And my son Aaron fed the raccoons out of his hand. They came up and basically shook his hand. I got some cool pictures of that. So we're looking forward to going to there again. These e-bikers are about to pass me, so I'm gonna slow down. Might talk to them for a minute. So then after that, we're going to Fort Yargo State Park with a bunch of church friends, which we did last year. We're taking our camper along with a few others that are taking campers. Everybody else is staying in cabins. People don't want to pass that. They just want to ride with me. They're right behind me. There's two of them with bikes similar to mine. So anyway, that is the bulk of my ramblings for today. As far as where I am right now, I'm back on Rails to Trails or Fall Line Trace. I was on just neighborhood rides. I was going to stick to neighborhoods, but kind of lost track of where I was and ended up here. So it's about 8 o'clock. 8:15, close to sunset. I kind of like to talk to these people. Hey, that was a Fukari bike. And that one too. See, they're not wearing helmets. There we go. Perfect example. I'm going to be the being parent to them if I see them up here. Tell them they need to wear a helmet. Sky's looking pretty over there. Sunset. Oh, they're going to Flat Rock. I will too. I like your bikes.
Oh, thanks.
Are they new?
Kinda.
Yeah.
Had it for a few months.
Cool. Yeah, I got mine in January. I just rolled over 1,000 miles a few days ago.
Oh
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
We've been out of town. We barely got 150 miles on ours.
Yeah. I had Sunday I had a terrible wreck on mine. I'd never had any issues with it.
On that? You had a wreck on that?
Well, only reason why is because a wasp came out. I was going about 25 miles an hour. Stung me right on the shin.
Oh.
And I felt it, and I just, gut instinct, reached down to get it. Cut, and I just went down, and my head bounced off the ground. Thankfully, I was wearing this, or I'd be a dead man. So, I will never ride it again without a helmet.
I know, we're dumb.
No, I rode my pedal bike for the last 10 years without a helmet.
Huh.
But when I got this, I'm like, I'm going a little faster. It's a little bit heavier. Anyway.
Oh, we love these bikes. These do
Me
like
too.
32 miles an hour just
Really?
on throttle power.
This one's about 29, 30.
That's cool. I didn't see that brand.
It's
a private company?
It's a smaller company from China, but I'm in a Facebook group with them.
Oh, okay.
Everybody loves them. I mean, you don't hear any complaints. They have great customer service. It's got full suspension. Well, yours does too, front and back, and it's.
Yeah, we just got his because his has 2 batteries, and my daughter's got one like mine, and you know he's a little bit bigger, so we got the 2 batteries for his, so he can keep up.
This one's got a 16 amp hour battery, so I can ride it from here to the Riverwalk and down the Riverwalk and back, no problem.
With 20, and his together is 30.
So you can ride it from here to Fort Benning and back.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He
I can do
go
120 miles.
if
That's
he
awesome.
pedals, with pedaling. So
Yeah, I always
just
pedal.
Full throttle, he can go 60 miles.
That's awesome.
And that's at full throttle. I can go 40 miles on full throttle, but pedaling I could probably do about 80, 90. So yeah.
Cool. I don't want to bother you. I just want to say,
Oh,
hey,
no,
I don't
no,
see
it's
that
always
many
cool.
around. I always like to kind of be nosy and look at
that's
other people's
cute.
brands too.
I know. I wanted a little more aggressive tire like what you have, but I guess it's kind of almost the same.
I'll trade you.
Yeah.
Because I typically, I bought it because my son wants a mountain bike. So this does really well on these trails right here. On the mountain bike trails right here.
Yeah. Okay.
Man,
the only reason why we got these was because they were on sale. We just got them on Amazon, and we added a camera, a rear camera.
That's cool. I have a mirror. I don't have a camera.
Yeah, so we just modified, spent some tubing, and mounted those. We got to redo his, and so we got that, and his is waterproof. I want to get the upgraded screen.
Was the backup camera? Was that on just Amazon?
Yep, we just got it on Amazon. What are they, like 58 bucks? 58 bucks. But it's nice because you could see everything.
Yeah.
And
with the blinkers.
Yeah, this one has the blinkers and the brake lights, and it's got the horn.
Yeah.
And I bought this like 20 bucks on Amazon.
Yeah,
It's been great.
Thinking about that, but I don't know. I guess I wanted the camera so we could take it off.
Yeah.
And and then that kind of sticks out a little. And everything is right here. So yeah, we like checking out the other bikes too. Like I said, we just bought these because they were on sale. We just got it on Amazon. They just shipped it right to our door.
Mm-hmm.
So we like it because we're older and having to pedal with no power.
Yeah.
So we figured we're taking the fat around the track until we're tired.
We pedal so we can.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I did get on my old pedal bike in my hilly neighborhood a couple weeks ago just to see. I was like, am I really getting exercise on this thing? And I didn't go that long, but I went faster with more strength on the hills than I ever did on that bike. So I've just been riding this every day with pedaling, and I'm getting good exercise with it.
I'm sweating.
Well,
but we pedal everywhere, so we try not to put it up too fast, and I put it like at 3 and where I have to pedal. So anyway, yeah, cool.
Yeah, well, just
right,
want to say hey. You too. Y'all enjoy your ride.
Okay.
Well, that was cool. So they had backup cameras on their bikes that were mounted down here, and the camera was right down by the tire on basically on their rear, their brake light, and it was in full color, bright. But my mirror serves me well. I don't need one more distraction. But I haven't seen anybody do that before. The brand of theirs was Fucare, which I've seen a few times online. And he had you heard him say he had 2 batteries. Go 100 miles or something like that. My butt can't take that much distance. So I'm at 7 miles now. I'm just gonna ride to the end of Fallman Road and I'll ride back home. But it feels good to be back on my bike. Oh, one other story. I told this one in my video that I threw away the other day, but so my right hip's been bothering me before the wreck, and it's just kind of been out. Like there's this pinch in the back of my hip, and it's kind of working its way around to the front. So my chiropractor, he's 58, something like that, 56. But man, that dude, very athletic, very driven kind of guy. He works all the time, and then he rides like 3 times a week, 30 miles on his pedal bike. And he's mentioned he's seen me before, but he didn't stop and say hey or anything. So I went in to him the other day. I said, look, my hip's still bothering me. He said, yeah, your right one. I was like, how do you know? He said, because you're riding your bike wrong. I said, how do you know that? He said, because I see you all the time on the trail, and you got your right knee sticking out. You're bending your knee side to side instead of straight up and down. Your foot's on the wrong spot on the pedal, and you're not using your hip joint like you should, because your hip is a ball joint and your knee is a hinge joint. So your knee should only move one direction. Your hip should move all directions. And because my hip was kind of not very limber, I tend to overcompensate with my knees and everything else. So I just thought it was funny that he kind of knew what was wrong with me because he had seen me on my bike out here. Kind of cracked me up. So he gave me some tips on how to ride better, how to stretch better. And then I had my wreck. And my hip probably still hurts, but I can't feel it anymore because everything else hurts more. So I was going to do a full review on this bike at 1,000 miles. Just didn't have time. It's too hot. Wasn't organized enough. So I haven't done that. I probably ought to. And that requires a little bit of planning, at least making some notes. But it's on my list of things to do. Coming up on the end of the line up here, and I'll turn around. That was at least close to full size black poodle. Our dog Cooper is a miniature white poodle. So he's not as big as that, but miniature is still bigger than a toy poodle. Had 2 seniors this week, also with dogs named Cooper. Our dog is named Cooper for several reasons, but partly because my wife and kids wanted a dog. And I love dogs, but I'm allergic to most of them. And we just have so much already, so many people in our house to take care of. And it always ends up, no matter what we get, my wife is the one taking care of the pet as well. I don't know if you can see that sunset. The color of the sky is beautiful. I'm a little bit nervous of looking to the side and twisting right now after that wreck. But back to his name. I drive a Mini Cooper and I love my car. It's fun. Well, our dog Cooper is a mini poodle, and so it was a little bit of a bargaining chip on my wife's part to, hey, we should get this dog and name him Mini Cooper after your Cooper. All right, sold. Well played. Good job. We love Cooper a lot. He's hypoallergenic supposedly because he's a poodle, but I'm highly allergic to him too for some reason. Oddly enough, I'm not allergic to our friend's Labradoodle or Golden Doodle that we babysit for weeks on end sometimes. And I did some research. It basically said that some people are allergic to a specific one single dog, not a breed, but the dog itself. And other people will not be allergic to that dog, and that same person may not be allergic to a different poodle. I'm gonna stop and get a picture right here. All right, got my picture for the thumbnail. So this is this is Flat Rock Road. This is where I get off on Tuesday nights to go to my Bible study. One of the guys that commented on my last video, a local guy named John Hildebrand. Well, I was like, I know that name. And he was just commenting about the road crossing up here that people tend to run on Miller Road. But I recognized his name. So I asked him, I was like, hey, you related to Jim Hildebrand, Jennifer Hildebrand? He said, yep, that's my dad and my sister. I was like, okay, well that means that you and your sister were my Sunday school teacher when I was in second grade in 1980. And I remember them so vividly. They had a big impact on my life. So, John, if you're watching, I appreciate it. Yeah, I had your dad too, of course. Your whole family, I remember y'all so well, even from 42 years ago. Had a big impact on me. So I haven't run into that other e-biker again that took a shot of me. He grabbed a screenshot off of his video when he passed me by Lake Bottom Park. He posted on his YouTube channel. He recognized me, tagged me in it. So I did the same. I looked back to my video, found a picture of him, and posted him, and we kind of tagged each other. It was kind of neat. He rides something more like a Ciron. So it's just faster, more like a motorcycle type of bike. Forgot about this pistol cartridge in my pocket. That's awesome. I'm gonna go through there just to get that sunset, that flat rock. That's beautiful. Because it should be right over the lake. Let y'all see this. miles an hour, throttle only, cruise control, flat ground, not pedaling. This bike is fast. I would not want to crash right now. There's that sunset. That's gorgeous. Yeah, I'm gonna redo my picture right here. But check this out. The reflection of the water. I mean, oh really? Did someone just throw out their Chick-fil-A trash? Come on. That's not cool, people. Especially Chick-fil-A customers. You shouldn't be doing that. All right, I'm gonna pause this again. Check out that view. You can hear the cicadas here in Georgia. They've been really out strong these last week. Sometimes those things get so loud that it hurts your ears. They really do get that loud. All right. Let me get one more picture. I think we're good to go. One other thought I had about my wreck is that another big blessing is that I was not recording a video that night, because I normally do just like this with this chest strap on. And I mentioned that I cracked a rib, and I'm just all beat up, and I literally basically rolled into a ball, skint my shoulder, back of my shoulder up, my elbow, cracked a rib, the inside of my thigh, my right thigh, all the way down to my knee. I can't even touch it. It hurts to touch in certain spots, and it's all internal right there. It's not, if you can't see anything's wrong, but boy, it hurts and it smarts bad if you touch it. That's my old man saying of the day. Smarts bad. You can probably see the gnats. In big swarms up here in this heat. You're riding along with not a bug in sight, and all of a sudden you just ride right through a big pocket of 1,000 gnats that are all just swarming together. You eat a couple of them, get it in your eyes, your mouth, all over your face. The joys of summertime in Georgia. Had a senior session last night. Was it last night? Monday night, 2 nights ago. The day after my wreck, I was worried I might have to cancel it because I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to walk when I woke up next morning, but I was fine. On a big 3,500 acre farm near here, really sweet family. I work with them a lot. So this is one of the cousins, nieces, for her senior pictures. They have along with tons of livestock, they have a Clydesdale named Thor. As far as I know, he's never been ridden. They're not really for that, but she wanted a picture of her sitting on that horse. And she's a little thing, and this is a massive, full-size Clydesdale like you see in the Budweiser commercials. And she got on it. He did not like my flash. I tried 2 shots and he jumped both times, and so we said, all right, we're gonna do these natural light. So put away the flash, got some beautiful shots. We also stand in this grassy field under some pine trees, and my mom was in her flip-flops, stepped on a snake. You can tell your country when your reaction is, oh man, not any kind of fear or anything. And I was like, what is it? She goes, oh, nothing. I just stepped on a snake. I was like, what? Where? So, oh, it's down there somewhere. So I looked down. There it was, just pulled up. I wouldn't have even seen the thing. He's about 4 feet long, maybe longer. So the dad, I jokingly said, we should take some pictures with him. So Dad picked it up, handed it to Mom. Mom hands it to the senior. Kind of pressured her into holding it and taking some pictures. That was fun. I might stick that clip in here too.
He's just a little red. Yeah. Hold him right here.
Abigail.
All right, he's gonna get irritated now.
Just grab him right here, baby. That's all you gotta do. He ain't gonna do nothing to you.
Either one.
These are very, look, you can.
One thing I love about my job is every day is different. Today I had a real estate shoot for a new agency, about 45 minutes out of town. And the vacant house, the agent wasn't meeting me there. So whenever I can, I try to kind of pick one of my kids and take them with me to work. I'll use it as some one-on-one time with Daddy. So today I took my 10-year-old Jacob with me because it was his turn. We went out to Fort Mitchell, which is near Fort Benning, now Fort Moore. And turns out the house is right by the drop zone where all the paratroopers do their training. So I've done pictures in this neighborhood before, and it's really cool to watch those big old C-130s fly over and drop 40 or 50 paratroopers at a time out of the back of that thing. But the drop zone is right behind this neighborhood. And so he got to go with me. So we're standing right there in the front yard and in the backyard of this house. And these big old C-130s are flying right over the house. And they just start dropping people out the back. It looks like the plane's pooping. And you can see every detail. I mean, it looks like they're about to land in the backyard. They're so close. So I'll post a video of that right here too. Pretty cool, huh?
It seems like if they fell faster.
Look how many there are.
Oh. Okay, that's the.
So those are all people. Isn't that cool?
Yeah. I feel like if they fell faster, it would be more efficient for war.
That's amazing.
Oh.
I mean, that's what, 30, 40 people?
Oh. Like if they're.
Yeah. Here they go. It was neat for him to get to see it, because last time I was really impressed, but I was by myself and I just had to take video and show them when I got home. Today he got to see it in person. And then he and I went and had some chicken fingers and fries at Sharky's Chicago style fish and chicken, which is yummy good, deep fried goodness. Chicken fingers are his favorite thing. He's been begging me to cook some lately. But it's a big mess. It takes some planning at home, so we just went and indulged at one of my favorite restaurants. For that kind of food. So it was a good day with him. It's probably pushing 9 o'clock now. Let's see how long I've been riding. 54 minutes. I lose track of time. I never intend for these videos to be so long. Maybe if you're lucky, I'll cut out the part where I was talking about the missing washers. spoke lights. They're basically motion activated. I think they're motion activated, maybe there's a switch. But they're LED lights that you attach to your rim, front and back, and they light up, and so it looks like a Ferris wheel, like it's spinning. So when the tire's spinning, it's really just one string or two strings, but you know, they're just kind of fluid because it all blends together when it's spinning. And they just look like tacky lights, but as you can see, I tend to ride home in the dark, and it keeps it safer even though it looks tacky, especially for a 50-year-old man to have these ridiculous party lights on your bike. That's been my only hesitation. Maybe I should just get some more lights that aim in different directions to keep me lit up well enough to where people can't miss me. But it does have a very bright headlight and a very bright tail light that lights up much brighter when you hit the brakes. I have stopped to talk to Derek, the guy up here, a couple of times. I had him in one of my videos recently. He's kind of a mentally disabled guy, or however you want to, he hangs out in the street all the time. He's a super nice guy. He's always so excited to stop and talk. He hasn't been out much because he lives in this house right here, but he hasn't been out much because it's, I guess because it's been hot. He said he lives there with his mom and his brother. But he's outside. I'm going to stop and talk to him because he's just a cool guy to talk to. I would guess he's in his 30s. Just hangs out at his mailbox most of the time. Red Jeep guy is not here today, so maybe I'll get lucky finally and he'll go flying by while I'm on my bike and I can get some video of him. Alright, well, I've been 14.1 miles and I'm almost home, so I'm going to cut it off here. Thank y'all for watching. Sorry it's been a while. Not that it matters.